Do you want me to lead off? You guys want to lead off?
Go ahead.
I want to make sure I pronounce your last names right. Jiraki?
Yes, good.
Marquise or Marquise?
Marchese.
Marchese.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And Hill.
Ah, yeah.
This is a tough one.
All right,
Take it away.
going?
Going.
Hey, everybody. My name's Brian Hill, co-founder of Imperium Data. I am very lucky to have these two awesome business leaders here with us here in Tampa Bay. Ashley Jiraki and Stephanie Marchese of Next Path Partners. They are doing some great things with their podcast, Live Bold and Boss Up. And in addition to creating the brand awareness of awesome women leaders here in Tampa Bay, they are rocking and rolling as a finalist for this year's Small Business of the Year. Wanted to have them here today and talk a little bit about Tampa Bay, how our awesome region is continuing to grow and expand, and what it takes to be a business leader today in 2021. Ashley?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us.
I know. Thank you. Wow, that was quite an introduction.
It was. Thank you. It's really great to be in Tampa Bay right now as a business leader. I think we're really blessed to just be in this area. Everyone seems to be moving here from different states, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you know, a staffing agency, we're really seeing a lot more companies, a lot more tech companies coming here and really beefing up Tampa. What was the fact that you stated with Forbes?
No, Tampa was just nominated, or not nominated, but we are one of the biggest emerging tech cities in the United States.
It's insane. And just seeing the growth and the publicity that's coming into our city. Obviously, we're seeing the venture capital and everything that the Embark Collective is doing over in Sparkman Wharf area, and it's amazing and it's so exciting. One of our employees, we called her and she happened to be in Chicago, and I said, "Hey, I have this great company, I have this great position. Would you relocate from Chicago?" I thought it would give me a hard sell.
Right.
It wasn't.
Right. She's like, "Yes, get me out of here."
Well, no, it's pretty cool because now Tampa, like 10 years ago, we weren't even on the same like wavelength as a lot of these cities, and now we, I think, are surpassing some of the major like Silicon Valley, New York City. Like more people are coming here to be a part of the tech community.
And it's not, and people think of Tampa Bay, they think of just Tampa, right? I'm partial. I live in St. Pete. I went to Akron College.
I'm partial.
I'm a big St. Pete guy.
Me too.
And I want to be able to tell people about that. What are some of the things that you like about the other side of the bridge?
About St. Pete?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was born and raised there, so I can tell you 1,000 things. I mean, just from watching the whole city transform.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's one of the coolest cities, and it has so much culture, and like, especially compared to, since we're comparing St. Pete and Tampa.
Tampa tries to be like St. Pete.
But there's so much culture. I don't even know the word, but I love going down there because all the murals and all the local restaurants and the community. It's just neat to see the transformation over the past 5-10 years. It's amazing.
And everybody, like in this culture and environment of trying to be a business leader, work-life balance is so important. And I think being able to have such a thriving cultural center within Tampa Bay, like it makes that ability to do both so much easier.
Right.
It's so cool to be able to, I mean, I remember when St. Pete was one bar, one restaurant, like pushing vintage on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
And just to see it grow up to kind of the thriving community it's really, really cool.
Oh, it's awesome. And I'm proud to say I'm from there, and I live in Hillsborough County now. But if I had my choice, I would definitely move back to St. Pete. But I think it's cool that St. Pete and Tampa and Clearwater, all the surrounding areas, we're considered Tampa Bay, and it's like we are one community. Although we have the separate, little cities, we are one, and we support each other, which I think is also neat to see, just the whole community supporting each other. And I'll go to St. Pete and they'll come here, and we all, support each other's businesses.
Absolutely. Personal question for me, for you guys. I consider Nick, my business partner, my confidant. Like said it during the SBOI speech, I couldn't do it without him. Right. I'm interested to know about your guys' dynamic with each other, your guys' dynamic with Gina. Kind of how do you guys work together? Like, are you like sisters? Do you fight like sisters? Like, what is it like on a day-to-day basis for you guys running Next Path together?
In short, it's amazing. Like we love working next to each other.
Right. So
You want to tell the story?
sure. So Ash, and how long have you and Nick known each other?
So Nick hired me at our former company when I was 24. He was 33, and that was 7 years ago.
Okay. So Ash and we've been best friends for the past 12 years. We actually lived together.
Wow.
We cheered together, and then just, since 2018, we've worked together. But I can't think of one argument that we've ever been in. There's not one. No, which is very rare.
Oh, yeah.
We get along very well. We sit next to each other.
Happen?
I don't know. We're just easy to get along with people, I guess. And then Gina too is I love having her as a partner as well. She moved down here from Raleigh. She's from here, but then moved away to Raleigh, started an office there, and then came back in 2018. But it's just a great dynamic. We have a lot of fun. We all get along really well. And it's just a fun group. And I think together with each of our personalities, Gina's the more like manager, the disciplinarian,
the
the office mom.
Yes.
Yeah. Office mom. Yeah.
And then Ash and I we're more sit back and, kind of observe and have fun with everyone else.
Nick said you guys were the rainmakers. He's like, Gina seemed to be off, making sure everybody was minding their P's and Q's. And then Ashley and Stephanie just pin their ears back and go bring in business.
That's funny.
And Gina does that too.
Gina does that too. I don't know. We just like to have fun. I think when you love what you do, it's just fun all around. So you're like, even though you're business and you're working, you're still having fun with it, And I think like I could speak for Stephanie and Gina just to, we love connecting with our clients. Like we turn our clients into friends, and it just like feels really good to help them out. And it feels good to help out all the candidates too that we place into roles because we know they need it for their family.
Absolutely. It is such a fulfilling feeling. And not only be able to create that for your employees, but create that for the people that just touch your organization. And for your organization to be able to have a positive impact on, I like to say even here, we have 21 employees now, but we're responsible for over 100 people. And that family, friends, people that rely on Imperium Data to keep going and to keep succeeding and to keep doing right by the people that, and now even with the implementation of our staffing arm, like our candidates, our customers, and that multiplies. I mean, for you guys, that's way more than anybody. And as you continue to grow and expand,
right.
I've never heard your guys' origin story. I mean, kind of like us, grown up very quickly in the last 3 years. You said you were founded in 2018. Could you tell me a little bit about kind of how this all came together? Like, what was the brain trust? Like, I know Dan and James had done it before way back when and had the blueprint, but obviously you guys are more than a critical piece to that. I would love to hear your story.
Yeah. Well,
you want to tell it?
I mean, I'll start it and you can take it away. So I think that for me, that's what helped. Dan and James have done this before. Great. You trust them to know exactly what to do and to be your like executive advisor. Right. And so for me, that was, I think, really helpful.
It's comforting knowing that they've been there and done that.
Right. Right. And of course, I've always wanted to create a company and create a nonprofit and just do all these very entrepreneurial type things. So it was just kind of always in my DNA to do it. So when the opportunity came, like you had to go for it.
Run with it.
Yeah.
And I worked with Danny and James and Gina at the previous company. And I mean, I feel like the timing was just right. Veritas was acquired. And in 2018, I think we're all just ready for a change. And, we were acquired by the 5th largest staffing firm in the world. So obviously a lot of things changed, culture changed, and we wanted that small company feel again and really wanted to put a customer and client focused mindset together again. And so that's why we started Next Path. And we wanted to also serve an underserved market, being sales and marketing, which we had never done before. So we kind of jumped in sales and marketing, not really knowing if we would have any success doing that because we were always focused in technology. And it turned out great. Now it's we're 50-50 technology and sales and marketing. So
that's incredible because I think that niche, just as a small business owner who we are a sales organization at heart, that's the hardest hire in the building. And we were lucky enough to have a marketing person come in that was quite awesome. Hey, Dan. And I feel like we truly got lucky, but it could have gone wrong, and we could have gone through so many candidates. How do you guys handle that internally? I mean, if you guys find a great candidate that's for your customer, you go, I think this one's going to come over here.
Right.
No, we've done that.
Is that ever a conflict?
Well, only if they don't get the job. We want the best for everybody, whether it's our client, and we know if we place them at a client, we're going to be working with them, indirectly anyways. But if it doesn't work out there and we love this candidate and they're still looking for a job, then why not talk to them about next path? So yeah, I mean, we're very protective of our culture. That's one of our biggest things. I think our number one thing that I think if you have a good culture and love what you do, you're going to be good at what you do. So yeah, that's the number one thing, and hiring great people is key.
Right. I love when we post a sales role and it's for our client, but we'll get inquiries about it and they're like, oh, is this for Next Path? Like, no, it's for our client. Like, darn, I wanted it to be for Next Path. I'm like, oh, I love that. That's so great.
Are you guys hiring right now? Kind of what are the plans for the rest of this year and next?
Yeah, we are. We're always looking for great people, whether it's a referral or just someone with great talent who can come in and help us. I mean, we're always hiring, not actively looking, but always hiring great people. So yes, the answer to your question is yes.
The culture is such an important part, and it's something that we try so hard to protect, and was so incredibly difficult to maintain through everybody being remote. And how do you do that? Like, on Zoom, and my hair is like all like this. My 4-month-old son's puking on me. What do I do? Like all of this. How did you guys do it? Throughout COVID and working remote. I'm sure you guys still do have somewhat of a hybrid remote kind of area. What are some of the things that you guys have done to maintain that culture?
Gosh, well, during COVID, like Stephanie had her little one literally climbing up her. I had to tell the story. It's so cute.
I have a 8 now. He just turned 8, and a 5-year-old.
Nice.
So during COVID, it was like 4 and 7, and they're like video hugs. They see a camera. Like,
they were in it. Everyone's kids are in it, which actually might have made the culture that much better because then you get to see everyone's kids and you get to see them in their home and just kind of relax. And then of course there's like an expiration date on that, right? Then we're like, oh, okay, we kind of want to come back into the office. Like we miss really connecting.
No doubt.
So like during COVID, we tried to do like Steph planned a lot of workouts and stuff like that, which was really nice because it got us off of our butts to work out together.
Fresh air and
and we had our video up just like this. Like everyone was like maybe in the garage or outside, and then we're like, okay, everyone picked like a workout.
Makes you feel better about the video happy hour after.
Right. We did that too. Yeah.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm missing you guys.
Well, you won Small Business of the Year last year for our category. We were competitors last year.
I know.
So my question is how did you get that? Like, what did you do that was different than the rest? Like, how did you build that great company culture and company?
For us, it came down to what we describe as the IDM fundamentals. And you guys saw them posted throughout the office here today about insisting on higher standards, having attention to detail, thinking big. For us, training to replace. Nick and I, as we were shipping boxes out of our garage, we're like, we could make a decent living. I could, make some money doing this just with you, man. But I'm sorry, I'm sweating right now and it's August and we're in your garage and I don't want to do this forever. The only way that we can continue to do this is to empower and build people that not only believe in me, believe in you, but believe in Imperium Data as a whole, because I'm 31, Nick was 39 at the time. And we have 25 years left in this. And this is a lifetime investment that we're making in each other and in the brand of Imperium. And if we can get people to believe in not only me as a leader and Nick as a leader, but the ability to be a leader themselves down the line in the growth and future of Imperium Data, then we can really create something that is long-term and sustaining. And I think, we got lucky when having somebody like Lindsay, who came on as employee number 1, who really bought into those fundamentals and was able to live them and bring them on to other employees. And then with the addition of Amanda and Blake and just young, talented people who had that thirst for knowledge and intellectual curiosity and just abundance of confidence that, you shouldn't have this much confidence, but you do. And that's fantastic.
You do, and let's run with it. Let's use that. Let's cultivate it.
Exactly. Like, okay, all these wonderful natural talents and okay, how do we put that into a bowl, mix it up all together and have the culture that can propel us forward? I think just that team effort is what really put us over the edge. I'm sorry, I decided that I was not going to lose that contest last year personally. So I put my heart and soul into that. That was my baby last year. I wrote the application, and I wanted to make sure that all those things that I just described to you guys really came across in what we were trying to convey to the judges throughout the whole process. It was the most fulfilling thing that I've ever done business-wise. I'm sure that you guys feel similarly. I learned so much about our business by doing it. I learned so much about how to speak about my business doing it. I remember in early 2019, somebody asked me what I did, and I was like, I sell IT equipment. And like, I didn't have an identity. I couldn't call myself a business owner. You know, I joked to Nick sometimes. I was like, I wish I had the confidence of a CEO with 0 employees who calls himself CEO.
Right.
But at that point, I didn't. I was like, to me, I was still a sales executive. I was still a customer advocate. And the SBOI process really helped me come into my own shoes as a business leader and as a business owner and as a business person within here in Tampa Bay. So from a growth standpoint, I knew I wanted that for myself, and I knew I wanted it eventually for my employees. I've said my goal is I didn't want to do it twice. So I'm sorry that you guys are doing it.
Thanks,
I
Brian.
also knew it was like one of the hardest things I've ever done and didn't want to do it twice. But my goal is also to win it when we're 50 plus employees.
Right.
And I said, I want to be the first person to win it twice. So let's win it now. And then 10 years from now, if we have 50 employees, let's try to do it again.
I think that's a great goal.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And it was well deserved. I think, like, just you reaching out to us and, nominating Lindsay or recommending Lindsay for the podcast. I mean, it just shows how you truly care about your employees and your company. And I mean, that goes a long way. And so definitely well deserved. And thank you for having us in your space and allowing us to share it with you and being on this together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for you guys coming in today. Like, this is so awesome. And, I think it was my way of saying, like, I admire you guys so much. I admire you guys, what you guys have built. I'm so sorry that I didn't get to come up and like personally greet you and say, like, I was scared I was working so hard because I thought, I was like, damn, they are good. They're on top of their shit. Like, sorry. And like, I have to be on my game and the rest of the company has to be on my game, or like, we're going to put all this effort in, we're not going to win. And then seeing your guys' continued growth over the last year and what you've continued to do and the perseverance to go through the contest again. You definitely have some big fans here at Imperium Data.
Thank you.
Thank you for having Lindsay on. Thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for coming out to our office. I love the collab that nobody's expecting. Hopefully, the Tampa Bay business community can do more things like this. I would love to be able to help and support each other, especially, homegrown folks that are building and growing and creating things here without venture money from California or New York and doing all that. Like, I'm super proud of that. And hopefully we can continue to grow together.
Absolutely.
Yes, I love it. That was perfect.
Cool.
I mean, I can't follow that up.
Jenny's like, yep, I told you to put it on camera.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was really
You're like a
Yeah.
natural.
I told you he's so good. It's like I don't understand.
I love it.
Now I'm blushing.
But I like your point that you said about, you recognize talent and you recognize what the people are good at and you just let them go. You get out of their way, really, and you just let them do what they do best.
There's not enough bandwidth in the world to micromanage anybody.
Right. Right.
I was just thinking of how, I mean, we're both started the same year and we're only like 3 years old in the Tampa Bay area, but I see like us, like your company and Next Path as the future of Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah.
It's exciting.
Well, and seeing what Greg's done with Atlas and,
Right.
obviously the rise and fall of Vology and all of that, like you can see how quickly it can go away, but you can also see how high you can go.
Right.
Especially as the community. I mean, rising tide lifts all boats. You can see as even all that stuff, the venture capital, all that's good.
Right.
There's more notoriety there, but as homegrown talent, homegrown companies, like we take advantage of it.
There's a lot of pride and there's a lot of networking. Well, and also with the, something that happened like with Vology, we all can learn from it too. Like, okay, well, what did they do that didn't necessarily work out? Okay, let's not do that.
So I don't know if you guys remember them, but Nick and I worked at Modern Enterprise Solutions, which was right down the street, and they were Fast 50, Inc. 5000. They had 75 employees at one point. I was 26, making $200K for all intents and purposes. I was having a great life, and I had no intentions of doing any of this. And then, greed, mismanagement, divorce, like you name it, like company's gone bankrupt in 2 years. And all of a sudden, I'm 28 years old, be like, hey, honey, I don't have a job. We're getting married next month. And like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I think a company can definitely fall quicker than it rose. So
Sure.
And
For sure.
people ask me, what did you learn about, running a company? I was like, I learned a lot about what not to do.
Right.
And like how to treat your people. And at the end of the day, that they come first, because if key people leave or key people don't want to work for you, believe you're a shitty leader for one reason or another,
Right.
everything you built goes away in 2 seconds.
Right.
yeah.
And you got to remove ego from all that. Like I'm nothing without the people that are here.
Right.
Imperium's nothing without them. I could leave. The company will still run. There's like a couple other people that we're screwed.
That's why we do what we do, because we have like such a passion for it, and there's no room for ego, because you're doing things for other people. I feel like our company, our job is really more, it's almost like a not for profit. It's almost like a volunteer, because you're helping people, but for a profit.
We feel that way. I mean, we've paid ourselves a fixed salary for the last 3 years, and we've always known, like, okay, like this is what we can live off of. This is what we're going to grow the company off of.
Right.
The rest of that's going to go into tools, resources, people, like everything that's going to take to be able to attract top talent.
Right.
Like I know you guys could echo this, like the notoriety, the everything that goes around the positive image of your company, that attracts better talent.
Yeah.
And you're going to get better salespeople, and you're going to get people who want to work for your organization. I remember pre-SPOI, Danny, we put out an ad for salespeople, and we got like 4 people. I was like, this.
Wait, you put out an ad?
Or we like a LinkedIn ad.
Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
That was like way long ago.
Indeed. Yeah, and we got like 4 people, and luckily one of them was Blake, and like we got super lucky. But after SPOI, we put it out, and I was like, I'm in the weeds, like I'm interviewing, like gouging my eyes out, like there's 150 applicants.
It's a lot to go through. Yeah.
Definitely helps. And I was like, we need a Danny at our
I know.
Like that helps a lot. All the LinkedIn stuff that you guys do is like amazing.
Well, and we need people to be like, tap us on the shoulder, like, hey, you need to do a video. Because we know we need to do it, but we need someone to like get us
tell
off
us.
of our
So
chair.
hiring Seth actually kicked us in the ass to like start doing all that, and everything I just described as far as like what attracts you. He was in Iowa, and like I found him on LinkedIn, and he was doing videos himself, like just self-promoting his brand. Like that was his marketing. I was like, hey man, like I like your shtick. Like, and we talked. His name was Seth Thompson. He was our remote rep that sat in Iowa, and he came down like once a quarter and would shoot a bunch of videos and kind of meet everybody and get all that. Fortunately, he got scooped up, and this is the side effect of growing companies.
Right.
People are going to poach your talent.
Right. Yes.
Which, I mean, it's flattering to have a publicly traded company come in and take your people, but he also taught us a lot. And from a marketing standpoint, he gave Danny so much ammunition to do all those posts, and he inspired the rest of us. Like, hey, gotta get on camera, like gotta get uncomfortable, and like that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You gotta just push yourself outside that comfort zone, otherwise you're never going to do it.
Right.
So
creating Live Bold and Boss Up has definitely pushed us even more out of our comfort zone. We used to like drink.
We had a drink
like,
in order
while we were recording, like I need a tequila. Like I cannot do this on camera. No.
Then we
Nick just got into ranch waters. You guys might be friends.
What's that?
It's tequila, a bunch of lime juice, and Topo Chico. Like top it
off. It's on.
Were you drinking that?
I don't know.
You were. You brought the Topo Chico.
Yeah, they're in Kansas.
Is that what I brought over to your house?
Yes. I was like, what's this Topo Chico drink? It's like the sparkling water or something.
Fancy sparkling water.
I'm going to stop this recording.
Oh, why? It's so good now.
Now we have a bunch of outtakes.